fitness from our perspective as we see it. And I am Philly's number one son, aka the Body Alchemist, with my co-host.
And I'm the humanistic spirit, Rob Body Lift Miller. All right, I had something there. It was something there. Okay, let's keep this. Let's keep.
You know what? Just relax, man. Just let it flow. Don't. One thing is just get your rhythm. He said body lift.
Yeah, dog. This is. I love it. I had it right the first time. The first time was beautiful. You know.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Just let it. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
We're gonna do this one more time. All right, here we go. Yo, yo, yo. All right, and a one, and a two, and a. What's up, everybody? It's the De La Fit Podcast, bringing you everything. Wait a minute, I fucked up this time. Whew. Wow, wow. It's been a long motherfucking day and week. All right, try this again. All right, here we go. Big wheel, big wheel. We're doing it. We're doing it. Here we go. All right, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes Y. All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? It's the De La Fit Podcast. Wow, totally went blank there. Totally went fucking blank. Woo, wow. Mm. People, you just don't understand sometimes how it is to do this. It's been one of those weeks. But anyway, we're going to do this light like we always do because it's just a conversation that we have with ourselves and with you all. It's the De La Fit Podcast. Coast. Yeah, damn. Let's try this one more time. See if we can get it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the De La Fit Podcast, the podcast that talks about everything dealing with health and fitness from our perspective, because that's the perspective that we always give it. I am one half of your team, the Body Alchemist, aka Philly's number one son, and
And the other half, humanistic spirit, aka Rob Ali Lift Miller, come to bring you our health and fitness explorations and all that stuff like that. Don't know where I was going with that, but hey, let's keep it rolling. Let's do it. Let's jump right in.
Hey, man, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. So, for those that don't know, we actually started the podcast and had a whole intro, but we're still working out the kinks with how we record. We record via our phones, and we're using a digital connection, which sometimes times out. For a lot of you out there, you could probably hear us a lot better clarity, but we've been having problems with it dropping. So I'm in front of my Wi-Fi connection, and Rob is in front of his Wi-Fi connection at his home, and we're making more strides to make this thing tighter, more cohesive unit, and just sound all around better for everybody. Right, Rob?
Yeah, that's no, I'm here. I was waiting. It was like an awkward pause. It was like I didn't know whether to come in or would you know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, I didn't know. I said, please tell me this thing didn't just drop. I was gonna be real motherfucking pissed. Like, all that bullshit, really, man. But anyway, that's I think how this podcast has been going. Pretty much signifies at least how my week has been going. It's been a lot of ups and downs, some good, some bad. I won't say really bad, but frustrating. That might be the more appropriate word for it.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob?
It's the same thing. Just I wouldn't say there weren't really a lot of bad or good things as far as like trying to figure myself out, figure out my life, figure out not so much my meaning or my purpose, just making sure that I'm on the right path and I'm doing the right things. You know what I mean? And
Right.
sometimes that can be hard because it I don't know, like it's difficult, like, and it's kind of this topic, this shouldn't be a topic, but I think this should be a nice topic to talk about. But it's just like trying to motivate yourself by yourself, like how like people will give you different answers, like, oh yeah, I motivate myself. I do this by myself. I do that. I do this. And then you have people like myself, and I'll openly admit that finds it really hard to motivate myself. Like I have a really hard time doing everything by myself, and I have to figure things out by myself. And by the time I figure it out, it's just like I'm exhausted because I wasted not that's not I didn't waste it, but I took so much time trying to figure out my life that I'm just tired to focus on what I love to do. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
it's yeah.
It's funny, you know what? I totally feel you. I had a little bit of the opposite, not from the perspective of trying to motivate. I think I'm a highly motivated person. What it is finding other people to talk to that have
Mm,
that same motivation. That's difficult for me.
mm,
There's not many people that I can really like hit up with a side of you and a couple other people that I can really hit up and be like, hey, yo, man, I'm really having a like my elbow mess having some difficulty has really messed with my kind of like I don't want to say my confidence, but just my a little bit of my mojo because it's difficult when you are for me, for everybody that's listening, it's difficult when you injure yourself or and you weren't at a certain level or you weren't at a level of strength or um or it hurts so let's like I say, or you can't lift it anyway. You can't move a certain weight anyway. But I actually have this bursitis. I actually can move the weight, but it's like a slight pain that it's literally it's like you can't use all of your strength. So I kind of feel like I have what is called like a governor on me, where it's just like, um, yeah, you're strong, but boop, let me put this on you, half your strength. You know what I mean? And it's been really kind of messing with my psyche as far as adding a little bit of I won't say depression, but more frustration because I went to do just light reps with my body weight, and at the end of it, I was just like, "Fuck, this
mm.
this is fucking ridiculous." You know what I mean? It's like really,
Yeah.
this is fucking ridiculous. Really, I'm struggling to do 10, not because it's too heavy, but because my elbow is hurting. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So, and I know anybody else that is listening to this is probably just like, oh man, that happens, things like that. Yeah, it does happen, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't suck balls. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
You
Oh yeah, but I
know,
mean, I it's I feel like what you just said, like I feel like I feel as though like a lot of people can relate to what you're saying because 9 times out of 10, the shit that we say on the show is literally we say the things that people that don't want to say it or they're afraid to say it, sort of say.
true,
I
true.
mean, and it's just like, people won't admit that the fact that the reason why I'm not as strong as I used to be because I have injuries. And it's like, no, I can fight through the injury. I can be a man. And that's the downfall of a lot of great athletes because they don't listen to their bodies. You know what I mean?
It's when I think about the fact of wrapping up things, I remember this some of the older guys I know they used to say, listen, you should wrap up while you train. And I used to listen to some of the other guys who were, which we call the hardcore, gym bros, and that, oh man, fuck that, real strength, real strength. If I really had have paid attention, and I'm gonna give my father some credit. I'm gonna give my father some credit for everybody out there that, who is a son or a daughter, you listen to your parents after you hear them tell you things and they're like, they're always talking. They're always talking. They're parents. They never stop talking. What do we say? I mean, we love our parents dearly, at
Yes.
least I hope most of us do, but they're always talking, always saying something. Why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it this? Let me turn up the Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
And but
And
but the truth of it is that if I had listened to some of the older guys like my pop, like some of the other guys that I was close to, I probably would not have some of the injuries that I have because wrapping up is a good measure because one, it keeps your joints warm and also it gives you a certain level of protection, which isn't it's not being a wimp for a lot of people out there. It's really helping you to maintain your body to a certain level, because when you're moving heavy weight, there's structural issues. I mean, listen, and Rob, you know this, I know this.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
there are times, if you're, especially if you're doing what is that, high reps, you know what I
hmm
mean? Even form can break down. Form breaks
yes,
down. That's
yes.
just the natural. I mean, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline to train at high levels, even just somewhat medium levels, without breaking down. It's a natural part. I mean, you're literally putting your body in a stressful situation and saying, perform it with this technique consistently. And
Mhm.
then we're gonna add weight. Well, that's a stress. And sometimes your body is naturally going to not perform or move slightly, or something
Body
take
gonna be
place.
like,
It's natural.
hey, body gonna be like, hey, hey, now, hey, come on, hey, hey, what you doing?
Is that reason to for others that might not understand this? They're just like, why put your body underneath that stress? Because what it is that we're training our bodies to be able to perform certain movements, certain skills and functions, not within a certain confine, but we're pushing past that confine so that we can maintain that level. All right, so we can hit that movement or do that movement or function like it needs to be done the first time, so or many times, but so it's really practice and repetition. You're constantly trying to practice repetition to get that movement correctly so that you can always stay within that movement frame. But even with that, it's a natural part. Your body, our bodies change. Even right now, my body's changing. I'm sitting down in the chair talking. My body is growing. It's certain cells that's degenerating and new ones that's growing new, and skin cells, muscle cells, things like that. It's just a part of it. So to go back to what we were talking about, Rob, went on a little tangent there, but you all know how we do.
Mhm.
Um, it's just been a little bit frustrating dealing with that,
Mhm.
knowing that I'm strong and then coupling it with life, like you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Other things, dealing with family. I have family members who are going through some health issues. Family members that are going through divorces. I mean, it's a lot. So it's like, you know, when do you get the break? You know,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying about that motivation, man. It's it takes a lot, and
It takes a certain type. Like, I mean, of course, people be like, "Oh no, it doesn't. Anybody can do it." I'm not saying. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Everybody can do it, but it takes a certain person to actually like is willing to stand up, even though with all the adversity, to stand up and still do what they love to do.
exactly.
Regardless of the situation, regardless of what circumstances um, under what circumstance you may have, you will find a way to make yourself better. But the hard
That's
part
true.
is just that you you do it by yourself, and then like, of course, I think this is the one part I do really bad at because I've I've done so much by myself that when I actually do have a team behind me, I still feel alone because I don't expect the people who believe in me to help me. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's just like I do it by myself. I ask for help if I need for help, but I don't expect you to to help me hand and foot. You know what I mean? And
Well,
then you have these. We say what?
no, 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 no. Go ahead. Continue, continue.
And it's
I
just
just had
like
a
you
question.
have, yeah, but then you have these other people who, these other athletes, these other elite athletes. So they have everything there. They got the perfect support system. They have this and they have that. They have this. Not saying that I don't want that, and I know that's going to come eventually. But like where I'm at right now, there's not a lot of help that I can get. So I have to find my ways to get to where I need to get until I can be like, oh, I don't have to worry about this anymore. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. I kind of I feel what you're saying, because what I was going to ask you in the beginning was, it was kind of like when you were saying about having people to help you and being used to them not being there, I was like, well, do you want people to help? Are you saying that it's more
I'm,
like,
I'm saying it's like I know that they're there to help me, but I won't reach out to get that help.
okay,
Like
okay,
I know that they're there, but I've been doing this by myself for so long that it's like I almost forget, or I almost like I don't want to, like I was like I've been doing this by myself for a long time now. Like I try my best to not get it a lot of help, but when I do need it, I do get it. But like it's just hard because you have to come to that realization. Like some things you cannot do by yourself. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Like you can't do it by yourself. And then sometimes I do that to myself. I put myself through this weird, like, um, this weird thing. Like I may be going through hell in the middle of the day, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna ask for help. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna like suffer. I'm just gonna suffer through it, and I'll be okay. You know what I mean? But then it hurt me in the end because then I wound up using all of my energy to guard myself, and then I wind up taking all my energy away, and then I won't feel like doing anything.
Well, why do you think you do that? Like, what's the like? Because
Um,
I'm asking because I know I do it. I do it myself. I
like
think a lot of individuals.
I don't know. I do it because I it's me growing up as a child. I was never spoiled. The only thing I was spoiled on, and anyone can tell you this in a heartbeat, I'm a car baby. Like if I can get a car, if I can get a car or a bus, and if I don't have to walk, hey, I'm
Right.
all for it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I was never a child that I never got everything I wanted. Or it's like I was never a needy child. I never asked for a lot of things. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I learned that at an early age because, like when I was young, like I would get toys for Christmas, but then as the years went on, those things went away slowly,
Got you.
and I recognized that, and I recognized that I couldn't get all the things that I want. So I knew at an early age that, like, yeah, I could ask for something, but I wouldn't expect it anytime soon.
Got you. Got
You know
you.
what I mean?
So in a sense, it makes you more self-reliant. Am I understanding that?
Yeah, like it's like I try to be more self-reliant to not to not depend on too many people. Like the only people I depended on were my parents.
Got
You know
you.
what I mean?
Got you.
And that was pretty much it. So but it's just like like even like last night I was talking to a good buddy of mine, and he was telling me how he wanted to help me. He was like I've seen your videos, like I I know that you're committed. I've seen your videos, like I've talked to you. I've only known you for a few months, and you just seem like a great guy, and I know you're a great guy, and I want to help you, and I want to be a part of your journey. And I was grateful, like, wow, like, thank you so much. Like, I'm so happy that you want to be a part of my life. But at the same time, I'm like,
That's all
I'm
right.
like,
Good.
hey, but it wasn't even like that. It was just like, not so much, all right, I'm good. It was just like, I don't want to set my expectations high and you saying you help me. Then when I go
And
ask for help, you won't be there.
I can understand that. You know what, and it's perfectly understand. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I
No,
know
no,
how you.
that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
And
And I don't.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And it's like I don't I also learned at an early age too. Like I hate getting my hopes high. If that's the one thing, if there's one thing I could like say I use the word hate for, I hate getting my hopes high because I hate the feeling of being let down.
Right.
So
Right.
I could be angry, I could be frustrated, I can be whatever. But if you let me down, saying that you'll do something for me, and I set very very high expectations for you, and then it doesn't happen, then I just I hate that feeling, and I've been through that
Right.
so much. So when people do ask, like, say like, hey, I would love to help you, I will say yes, I'll take all the help that I can get, but I'm not going to reach out to you. You have to reach out to me. Yeah,
I,
I mean,
No, it's funny. I'm only laughing because, and Rob, you notice about me. This is why I'm laughing because I don't like training partners.
Yeah, yeah,
And you and I have talked about this constantly, and you are the only training partner I really will work out with.
yeah, yeah.
It's funny because like I saw recently somebody posted on Instagram, they're like looking for a training partner, and I knew how that made me feel. Like just to hear somebody do that was just like why? Like I literally, I used to have a friend from Brooklyn, right? And anybody that knows or been around a lot of Brooklyn people knows, especially from Flatbush, they can say things in a normal tone that if at least if you're from Philly, sounds like a smart ass comment. So it's
Yeah.
like literally, I did one of my friends' voices like why? Like literally, I'm looking at this post like why are you asking this question? Why? Why? Why would you need a training partner? What can't you find in yourself to do it? You know, I
Mhm.
mean, I I had I was working out with a guy who was training me. Um, we had booking sessions, long distance, and he was training me in the squat, bench, and deadlift. All right,
Mhm.
a powerlifter, and he said he was telling me about my technique coming off of the bench. He was like making sure I get tight. He said, now for this, you might want to make sure that you ask somebody to hand off, have somebody handy to give you a handoff. And the minute he said that, I was like, this isn't gonna work. This I'm like, if I can't lift it off by myself, then guess what? This technique isn't gonna work for me. And not that it wouldn't work, not that it wouldn't actually work at all. I'm gonna actually I'm tempted to say who it is, but I think I'll say that for later. All right, because you know this person. All right, but it's not that their technique didn't work. It's just the fact that deep inside myself,
Mhm.
I was not going to do it. I'm like, I will find a way so that I don't have to ask anybody to lift off for me. Because first of all, I feel when I work out with people, kind of, and I kind of feel like this is what you're saying, and like why we kind of relate.
Mhm.
I don't want you putting your what is that shortcomings on me when we're training. I don't want because you feel you can't lift the weight because you're looking at me and you're like, we're about the same size. I know he can handle this weight because we're about the same size. Fuck you. Fuck you to your face 5 times, motherfucker. Don't you ever put me in the same category as you. And it might seem arrogant, but I feel that, and I guess well, since we're being honest, we're on a podcast, we're being very honest right now.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
had that done enough to me in my life that it's like, that's another reason I don't like training partners. You're not gonna put me in your category. Why? You don't even, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like you don't do that. So unless I know the person is like you, has that mindset of let's see what if they say they're gonna do it, he's gonna do it, and if he can't do it, I'm there to help. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put my on you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, and me, I'm also not gonna wait. I'm not gonna. I'm just not like that. My father was not that type of person. He's always been a self motivator. My mother's a self motivator. Both have their a business. Both homeschool their children. So for me, I totally understand that. And they
It's
come
funny
to ask for
because
help.
when we would work out together and you would ask me to spot you, but specifically, it's never a case where we would do the same thing and we're training, like whatever. It's just like if it's something that you needed, it's like, all right, well, where the fuck is Rob at? Because if Rob ain't do the shit by myself, fuck it.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, look, man. I've dropped weight on myself. I've been in the bench, failed, dropped weight, had people look at me, got out underneath the weight, and be like, "You all right? Fuck off me. I'm fine. I'm fine." That's part of this. The part of this business, and I know many people will probably look at me or say like, "Yo, that's a bad attitude to have." And you know what my response to them is? Why do you think they have power racks? That's
Yeah,
my response to them.
yeah,
Then why
yeah.
do you think we have power racks? To protect us when we can't have somebody else there to help us. Fuck off. So, you know, sorry. That's just that's how I
And it's
feel
like
about it.
but it's like funny because like what you just said is just well, it's basically me and you too. Like, we're true cancers at heart. We'll
Yeah.
come out of our shell if it seems like you're okay.
Right. Right.
It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like Sonny would come out of his shell to find me, be like, all right, where's Rob at? Is he around? Oh, hey, yo, Rob, can you spot me real quick? Oh, all right, cool. But like you be like, all right, if you come out your shell, like, all right, no one's here. All right, fuck it, I'm gonna come back in there. I'm cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
So
it's
I can't understand that. But like me personally, I I have I have training partners, but I have selective training partners. I have training
right.
partners for different moods.
Right. Right.
Like
I understand.
I would have like a bodybuilding training partner, I would have a powerlifting partner, and I would have an Olympic lifting partner. And but I'm not so much picky, but it's just like if you don't have the same energy like I have, if you don't have the same, you're gonna hate this word, you don't have the same passion as I do.
No,
You
I
know,
feel you.
you know what I mean? If I don't feel that energy from you, then we can't be training partners. But it,
Exactly.
but even if you just come to the gym just to enjoy the gym, I like that energy too.
Exactly.
And so, but like I have one friend, um, shout out to Tyler Williams. That's my bro. He qualified for the Olympic trials in 2016 for a hammer throw, and
Nice.
that's one of I can't really explain it because like he's a brother and a best friend. You know what I mean? Like
Word.
just like and it's like he understands what I go through training wise. He understands, how it is and how much it hurts because he recently lost his father.
Word.
Um, he he battled severe like he battled depression. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it was diagnosed, but he was depressed a lot, and he just have a passion, and is I that's the only word I can use because so many things I learned about this man, you know, that's why I respect him so much more. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it was the same thing. It was the same thing with me because he heard what I went through, like losing my mom, looking at my upbringings, what I've been through when I was diagnosed with severe depression, but I still find a way to do what I loved. And that's how we became brothers because we had that same mutual respect. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when
It's
we
a
would meet
bond.
in the gym, you know what I mean? So when we meet in the gym, it's all business. Literally, it's
Right.
all it's he like, look, like I know you didn't come here to fuck around. Let's get this shit done. Let's get to it.
Right.
And so it's
Got
just
it.
like, that's what I need for my training, and that's what he provides. Like I haven't been around him for a long time. Like, and I'm kind of upset about that because I haven't put forth the effort to go see him like I should. But like life happens. It is what it is.
True.
Uh,
True.
but I like training partners. Like I like training by myself too. I mean, especially if there's no one else. Like I go to the gym by myself. But it's nice to have that energy around. You know what I'm saying? And but it depends. Like you're like you're different from me when it comes to energy. Like if you can't feel an energy, like if you can't feel something, like I can't really explain like how you operate because it's like you would feel an energy, but it's like all right, you seem like you cool, but just stay across the room. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
like just
No,
like
that's true.
over there. But like but if I like what I'm like, just like how you operate, it's like if I like what I see and I have that same energy, then all right, I'll say what's up, but I'm not gonna go any further.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll add this because I think I've been learning a lot about periods. And when I say periods, mean I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I could just hear a friend of mine saying like, "You having a period right now?" Like you really dweeb. Like you just hear one of my friends saying that shit. But um, like when I say periods, mean like I think of my father, and I think of like some of my uncles and relatives in his era. Like everybody has a certain type of period where of action of at least for the guys in my period because I'm about what 10 years older than you. think 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, about 10 years.
yeah.
All right, 10 years older than
Wait,
me.
wait, wait. You're 36?
37.
Ah, well, yeah. Well, technically, you're 9 years older than me, but it will be 10 when I
Okay.
turn 27. Okay, all right, okay.
Okay, so yeah, like nine, we'll say 9, 10. Like for the guys, like growing
Wait,
up
nah,
the way I did it, would you say?
you're not 37. You're 37?
Yeah, dude, to be 38 this year. Yeah,
God
dude.
damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's why,
Wow.
like, yo, every day for me is like, it's I try to be more like a Gensu blade, more like I try to be a cross between an oak tree and a willow tree. More
Mm,
willow, you know what I mean? But what I was trying to say is that you're right. The way I do it is because when I was coming up, you're always watching. Like, I don't know how to really explain it. I was a loner I've always been a loner, and this kind of goes back to coming up. Like, and I'll share something with people right now. This is something very intimate about me. Um, Coming up when I was younger. All right. Like I said, I was homeschooled, and my parents, they ran a business. Always had me. My sister at times would watch me when they would have to work. All right, or excuse me, or when they needed to leave. All right, and there were a lot of times because they ran their own business that there were times that they were just like, okay, look, your sister and you are old enough. You stay home with her. You know what your work is. We're gonna come back. My sister, um, basically, and I had a strange relationship. My sister, I don't think wanted to be around me much. I don't know why. So from a good part of my youth, I would say maybe I want to say 10. I want to say maybe 10. Um, when my parents would leave the house to go to work from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, my sister would make me stay up in the room by myself. This
mm.
went on for about.
You're listening to the De La Fit podcast with me, the body alchemist Sun Bay, and Rob Olympic Lifter Miller. Tune in every Friday to hear about fitness based topics for your mind, body, and spirit.
Was saying was that there was a period of my youth where my sister would from 9 in the morning till 3, I don't know why, she would make me stay in a room by myself. I would have my homework. It would be the room, that we slept in, it'd be our bedroom, but I would come downstairs. She'd be like, go upstairs. You don't have nothing to do down here. Like literally she would pick me up and force me back upstairs. Now I'm like maybe 9, 10. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but this was something that took place. And this took place for about maybe 2 years before my mother actually found out. Because one day she came back and she was like, I was at the family business. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, listen, she said, I need you to go back to the house and get something. And I was like, I don't want to go back.
Oh shit!
she
Yeah,
was
you done fucked up.
she was like, what do you mean you don't want to go back? I said, I don't want to go back. And I started crying. She was like, what? I was like, my sister, I said, she's not going to let me come back out. She's like, what do you mean she's not going to let you go? She said, just go. You're going to go to the house, and you're going to go over there and do this, that, and the third. I was like, I want to stay here. I said, because she's not going to let me out the room. And my mom found out. My mother got pissed. My mother got on my sister so bad and said, I don't know who, what, where this came from, but why isn't your brother allowed out of the room for this amount of time? And who the hell you are? All right. But the positive side of that is that what came out of that is the fact of one, I had a hell of imagination because I was by myself for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I don't want this. It sounds fucked up. It is really fucked up. It's like it's truly fucked up because I don't want people like. Partially, I view it like the fact of like like it's not really abuse, but then I guess it is a form of an abuse. But I don't know what my sister had. We've always had a unique rival. Not I won't say a rivalry. she's always had a unique take.
Mhm.
All right, but in life we weren't close after getting older. Like literally, if she's on the bus and I'm on the bus, it's not a personal thing. It's not like her, I can't stand you or nothing like that. It's like we literally have nothing in common. She left when I was like, I think this took place when I was 9, so 10, 11 years old. She moved out when she was 21. I became 11. So from then we had no contact. So literally, she's my sister. I love her. I have nothing against her, but I know nothing about her. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't really know anything about me. I don't really know anything about her. And that's just how she's always been. You know, I don't know what. I don't get into it, but to make this long thing short, just the thing of it is that one of that incident helped me really forge my imagination, and it made me more dependent on myself for the fact of motivation, entertainment, all of those things, which is very good. It ended up being a blessing. Part of it also ended up being and this is just growing up in the hood in North Philly, watching people, because there were those people that you didn't want to hang out with, and there was the people that you hung out with, but then you learned about that had ulterior motives. So they would play like they were your homie, and then you found out no, they just wanted to steal from you, or you had Nintendo and they just wanted to play your Nintendo, or you know what I mean, something like that. So I learned early, especially in my neighborhood, when guys would ask you, hold the bag. Fuck no. We ain't friends. You know what I mean?
I ain't holding that damn bag.
Man, fuck out of here, brown paper bag. You ain't got no lunch in that.
Throw that bitch across the street.
Shit.
Hold that damn
ain't touching it. Fuck out of here. But
oh yeah, give me that. Yeah, I'll hold your bag. Give it here. Get this shit out my face.
Like a dumbass. Like a dumbass. You know what I mean? But it taught me to be, more reliant on myself and more always watching. I'm always watching, I'm always careful. So it's like, some people are like, wow, why are you so? I'm like, I don't know. It's just that's how I am. So even dealing with something that I like working out, training, to me that's a very intimate thing. It's a very intimate thing. I take it because it affects so much of my life. It affects my moods. It helps alleviate stress, that I'm very careful who I let into it, because that's another thing I learned. You got to be careful who you allow into your energy.
Yeah.
That's where I put my energy. That's where you put your energy. So I'm always careful who I allow in it. I wouldn't let my ex-girlfriend come to the gym with me. I think I've said this on numerous occasions. My ex-girlfriend, and when we were together, I loved her. I wanted to marry this woman. Fuck no. You ain't coming to the gym. No. This is not about you. This is about me. All right? I'll go to the gym with you on a day where you want to train. We'll have a couple's day, but this is my day, not your day. So, yeah, you're right. That energy of, it's like, let me see what you're all about before I invite you over. And I do feel some type of way when people just invite themselves over. I'm like, don't even touch the bar. How the fuck you touching the bar?
There's one guy, another good friend of mine. The first day I met him, he's a huge power lifter. He's like, benches like 500, like deadlifts like close to 700 pounds, squats like damn near 600 pounds. And
nice.
Yeah, but he's massive as shit. He's like a walking refrigerator,
I believe.
And the first day I met him, it's literally the first thing he said when he saw me. He's like, "Let's go to the gym." I was like, "Okay, let's go. Let's fuck it. Let's go to the gym." So yeah, we're gonna have a day. We said, "Yeah, we're gonna have a deadlifting session. We're gonna go all out." He said, "Bring the pre-workout. Bring whatever you need. Whatever you need to do is bring it. Let's go." I was like, all right. So we deadlifting, warming up. Then it starts to get serious. Start putting weight on it. I'm like, all right, let's do it. 400 pounds. 500 pounds. Then he put on 585. And he hit it for 3. And my boy went to go try it. He hit it for 1. He said that was a PR. I never hit 585 before. I never even touched 585. I don't know what that shit feels like. So I'm like,
Okay.
everyone's looking at me. They're like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, well, look, I'm already here. I've already walked this path. Let's do it. Like, let's do it. So I pull the bar up and I get it right above my knees. I couldn't lock out.
Wow.
And I dropped it, and I like, when you drop a heavy ass weight, you get really dizzy. So you like take a step back and like,
oh, that dizzy step. Yeah.
Like, I had to readjust myself. And then afterwards, he was like, you know what? I respect you. I like you. And then we became best friends ever since then. And he was like, he said, the reason why I wanted you to come to the gym with me, because I wanted to see how you face adversity. And he said, you going towards 585 and knowing that you couldn't do it, but you still tried it, you got all my respect. And I was like, wow, like it was kind of cool how he used that type of energy to determine who's real and who's not.
See,
you know what I mean?
It's cool that he did that with you, but see, that's one of the reasons I am like I am. Like you're saying, why I'm like stay over there, because my thought pattern is, who the fuck are you to test me of how I deal with adversity? Who are you? Who are you? Why are you stepping over into my land? In fact, now I want you further away, because that means you're gonna bring adversity. That's how I always face it. I'm not saying that's true, but you know what I mean, just to put more, like you said, how we think differently about it. It's two sides of a coin. It's just two sides of a coin. You know what I mean? But yo, I do have some we've been talking about this. It's time we step into some other topics today.
Oh boy.
Oh,
good.
No. These are positive. Yeah.
I think, oh boy, what's going on now?
Had a positive conversation. So, Brandon Lilly, powerlifter Brandon Lilly, had a live stream, and I got to talk to Brandon Lilly. I got to ask him a question. First of all, shout out to Brandon Lilly for coming on to live Instagram Live. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him talking to the people and taking time out of his busy life. I asked him a question because I wanted to know, how does an elite powerlifter who's probably going through many injuries, what's a good way to deal with bursitis? Like I said, I've been dealing with this, and he answered my question and he remotivated me. Like you were talking about that motivation. Mm-hmm. He took the time and he said, listen, it's like when you're training in a powerlifting style, we're lifting heavy weight for small reps.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be high intensity, and I'll say like for me, like I don't know, it might be 440, 55 or 430 for 4 reps. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was saying what that does is, while that does build your muscle, your joints are what takes longer to build up. He was like, and he just took the time. He was explaining what he learned from Louis Simmons. He was like, that's why that lightweight and just really pounding with reps at light weight, constantly. So it's not really for the muscles to build your joints. And what made me feel good about this, everyone, is the fact of my methodology of training is always balance. The reason I like to train in a powerlifting style and in a calisthenic style and with a mixture of the bodybuilding in, it's just because of that. I believe that there's a reason for each one of these sciences, and that's what they truly are. They're sciences. They're not haphazard. It's not something that somebody just like, I'm gonna wake up and do something called a push-up. Fuck that. These are things that they're there for reasons. People have done these for us for as long as I'll say we've had human bodies, as long as we've had bodies of manifest flesh, that these methods work. All right, I know probably all the smart people are like, well, actually, in 1952 BC is when the first weight was lifted. Go fuck yourself, please. Go hurt yourself.
God
right
damn. Sonny.
No. I'm just putting it out there because we're not here for the technically, well, this is when if you look at BC, I'm not here for you. All right, because we're thinking in the eternal sense. And the eternal sense is that these are sciences. So to hear Brandon Lilly, an elite powerlifter, explain something I've already implemented in my life without somebody else telling me was like the creator saying, you're walking the right path. This is what you need to do. And now he's telling you that's the right path. So keep on the path, and now you have a confirmation. And sometimes, like you were saying before, we need that. Yeah. We need that confirmation. We look for, I don't want to say we look for a validation, but it's like sometimes it's really good when you hear somebody else that has had success to say, yeah, that's you can do that. Well, that's a valuable thing. Do it. So I thought it was awesome. And also part of his podcast, not his podcast, his live stream, he started talking about lightly, he didn't go into depth. Somebody else brought it up about smoking marijuana and the benefits and dealing with working out. And Rob, you and I have talked about this. Well, this is something we've, broached in our conversations before. I thought when I heard this, I said, man, and I think I sent you a message. I was like, yo, turn on Instagram because he's talking about this.
Oh, shit.
And he literally was just like, he said in college, he did, he had knowledge of it and did use. I'm not gonna. I'd rather somebody go back and look at the Instagram that he did because I don't want to misspoken how he said it. But basically, he was saying there are benefits to it. There are benefits to marijuana when it comes to lifting. There are many benefits that you and I have discussed also when it comes to just how it can help the body. These are things everybody can look up. Yeah. Everybody can look up these benefits. It's nothing different, nothing controversial. I don't want anybody coming out there talking about, well, sir, no, these are things we all know.
Yep.
So I just thought that it was great to hear it from somebody who is a professional or a former professional at it, an elite lifter, somebody that's broken many of the records in powerlifting. That so to me, I was like, yo, this is awesome, and it just helped my week, go by. It gave me more motivation to fly by, but it also let me know that just as we're talking about these things, elite athletes and other people in the higher echelons are having these same conversations. These are not things that we're just bullshitting around here, like, puff, pass, so hand me a 50-pounder. It's not like that. These are intelligent conversations we're having because the truth of it is we live in a society that I believe does not want us to be healthy. I truly don't think they want us to be healthy.
No.
They want.
We're leading the country in obesity. They don't want us to be healthy.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many different things. I went to the hospital with a relative of mine, and I watched how they were treating the diabetes. All right, and I was like, I just didn't like it. I think that from what I know of what this person, the diabetes this person has, I didn't think that this is knowing the physician that normally treats it and reading more. I'm like, this is not gonna help anybody get better.
Nope.
And I see that with the medical profession. And I'm not saying all the medical professionals out there. No, I'm not. Before you all get upset, some of you honestly are trying to help cure. I'm saying, and I want it on record, and I'm going to say it for me, Rob. Hey. I'm saying on record, I don't think the industry, keyword industry, wants people in the United States to be healthy. I think we make money in this country based on people being sick, sad, broke, ignorant.
Well, bro,
and I think that's what it
A,
is based on.
a simple answer to like, if we didn't have all these issues, we wouldn't have jobs.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have the jobs. Like, if I wasn't treating a person who has cancer, who has diabetes, who has depression, so on and so forth, we have the medicinal the medicine to help these people. But if we cure it all, we wouldn't have any jobs.
Exactly. Which to me
You
at the
know?
same time is bullshit because
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
honestly, if we spend more time doing the things, first of all, putting our efforts into really healing, really dealing with real issues
Yep.
based on health, really promoting what is health and fitness as a whole, holistically, there
Hmm.
would be more jobs because, first of all, it's more sustainable in the long run. Not the fact of, oh, the more we keep these diseases around, all right, or the more there are sick people, you're always going to have a job. No, there's always a need to keep yourself healthy.
Yeah.
There's always a need to keep yourself healthy. And it really gets down to me is how greedy do we need to be in this side of the hemisphere?
Uh,
How greedy?
uh, uh, it's not so much how greedy. It's more like how naive do we have to be to understand what we're doing to each other? Because you can't be like, literally. It's, I think, in my eyes, if I was a doctor, I could not be a doctor knowing the simple fact that, like, okay, the reason why I even have this job is because people are going through a horrible, unconscious, ruminating cycle. Because I just told you, please change your diet, and you won't ever hear from me again. But yet you're still here in front of me a year later.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But at
So
the
like,
same,
yeah, go ahead. I'm
no,
sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
But it's like, like you go through that, and it's like, damn, like, you're right. Like, he did tell me not to do this, or she told me not to do this. So I need to get my stuff together. But if I go out, as soon as I go out to society, Big Macs everywhere, Burger King, sugar, ice cream. Oh God, I can't help myself. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna gorge myself, and then I'm gonna almost had a heart attack, and then go back to the hospital to get yelled at my doctor again. Like, it's a unhealthy ruminating cycle, and that's like, either people just don't care about themselves, or they know what they're doing, they just won't change their views, and it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, get your shit together.
I mean, but then it goes down to a lot of the things that we are fighting. Like, look, first of all, and I'm gonna say it on here live on the show. I think that we need to broaden our ideas of what a disease is,
Yeah.
and I think it's because we often think of it as physical,
Mm.
and now we're just what in the last 10 years, maybe 15, I'll say safely 20, starting to have the idea that there are mental diseases as well. But I
Yeah,
don't mean the ones that we clearly see. I'm talking about things that really affect, like depression. Depression is a disease.
it is. It
It's an
is a
ailment.
disease.
It is an ailment. It affects everything, and there
Yes.
are reasons for this. There are reasons for all these things. Now, the thing of it is one triggers another. If a person's overeating, they're overeating for different reasons.
Yep.
Sometimes it's what is that? Self-esteem issues.
Yep.
So it could be a comfort thing. There's so many different reasons. There's
Yep.
so many different reasons. So
Yep.
that is a disease, and when it can affect you physically. So when we're dealing with these things, all right, and you have certain companies that are coercing these diseases, and we'll talk about. I'll say like cigarettes. First
Mhm.
of all, it's no secret, highly addictive. They
Yeah.
tell you now. Now they actually tell you. The law has made them tell you. People know this.
Yep.
Still smoke. Highly effective. It's gonna kill you. It's horrible for you. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but you gotta die anyway. Really, really. that that literally that thought pattern literally is a disease. It's an
Yeah.
outbreak from a disease. And the disease is that, well, you can't have a good life. You can't have that good a life anyway. So something's gonna take you out. Might get hit by a car. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's the thought process. Like, well, I mean, I'm smoking this cigarette. I'm gonna die anyway. I mean, I could get shot, but hey, I'm enjoying my life right now while I can. I said, yeah, but you don't have to turn your lungs black, my nigga. Like, fuck.
Exactly.
All right, whatever.
That thought pattern right there is a diseased thought pattern. And the thing of it is, what's so backwards about it is that when we leave out of the culture that we're raised in and we go to other cultures and we look at how they view health, we look at it in a sense and we almost see that's weird. Why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? Because that's how you stay healthy, idiot.
Yep.
We have been so far removed from what is natural, what we used to do, because why? It is now not in the interest of corporate interests.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's a lot, but I'm saying this to tie it back into our conversation my conversation and watching the conversation that Brandon Lilly was having, to say that it was awesome. Shout out to him. The fact that he takes his time out to actually go on his Instagram live and have conversation. Awesome. Shout out to the man. I had 531. It's an excellent program. I have since started learning to do my own programs, but I did use it. I think it's a perfectly good program if you want to learn to get stronger. It's just one of those programs that's awesome out there. Also, and I'm telling people this because I've tried it. It was cool. I'm not getting anything for it. If it sucks, so I didn't think something was not working with it, I wouldn't. I would tell you, try something else. But hey, I tried it. It was really awesome. And I learned something about myself, which is the mark of a good quality program. So, but yeah, that was one of those awesome moments when I saw that. I was just like, somebody reaffirming what it is that I was already thinking. So that was just.
And it's like, you ever catch yourself in one of those moments where, like, you get stuck in a rut. And I'm pretty sure other athletes out here, like, when they hear me, you get stuck in a rut and you forget, like, what did I do to get to where I was before? You know what I mean? Because the first time when I snatched 135, I haven't snatched that much weight in about a year. And 135 in kilograms, that's 297 in pounds.
Nice.
And I was trying to, recently I was trying to figure out, what did I do? Like, I went back to, looking at my old videos. I was like, what am I doing in this time frame that I'm not doing in this time frame? I was like, what am I missing? So, I had to, it's going to sound really, stupid because it's so simple, but it was such an epiphany. So I'm watching videos of myself. I'm looking back at my old stuff. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Then I start looking at elite athletes. And the one thing I started, and it's funny that you just said, the creator knows that you're going the right path, but they give you a sign to reassure that that's the path you need to continue to go on to get where you need to be at.
Right.
So I was sitting here and I'm looking at all these athletes. Then I see one Olympic lifter. He's plus 105. This dude started doing tricep extensions with with the barbell, tricep extensions behind his head. He had 225 on the bar. He did 6 reps, clean reps, 225 tricep extensions. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh my God, that's what I need. That's what I've been missing. Right. I've been lacking arm strength.
Right. Gotcha.
And it sounds really stupid because of the buildup. But if that was a very important epiphany for me. I was like, that's all I need. I said, when I get my arm strength up, I have my technique. Of course, I'm going to get better at that. But when I get my arm strength up, I'm going to be where I'm going to be at and then some.
Exactly. Right.
I mean, it's just, wow. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, oh yeah, I figured it out. So now it gave me more motivation to work out with like more like I already work out with a purpose, but it gave me more of a purpose to get to where I need to be at sooner. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Which is what we need. We need that,
Yeah.
like you said. And I think this podcast really revolves around keyword motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I find people lose motivation, and I'm sure you do too. People lose
Oh yes.
motivation to do many different things. People are not motivated or lose motivation based on trying to get their body right, trying
Mm-hmm.
to up their status in life or up their where they're working, they get a promotion, um, what they're just where they're living, and one is hard, and I think
Yep.
that's the biggest thing. It's hard, but nobody really teaches how to be
No.
successful.
Nope.
And I
No.
mean, it's more popular now. People and Rob, you brought this up. I think it was episode 3 that we did.
I think it was
You were
yeah.
looking at, yeah, you were looking at, and that you were how they were talking about what is the key to success and things like that. Nobody really teaches how to be
Knows.
successful. They don't really know because you know what? And honestly, it's not the same for everybody. What's going to be
Nope.
successful for you versus me versus the guy around the corner versus
Mhm.
anybody, it's going to be different.
Yep.
And we can give parameters. We can say, but really, what we give is basic rules. It's consistency,
Mm-hmm.
work hard, not work smart, not hard. Sometimes you hear that, but
Mm-hmm.
that motivation that lets you know you're going in the right direction, that having those individuals there, again, dealing with the people that can help you, which sometimes is just sitting down and saying, look guys, this is what I'm going through in my training. It's really difficult. um I'm doing this, that, and the third, and not having somebody say, why are you doing it anyway, bitch?
Yeah.
Why
What
are
do
you
you mean why
here
I'm
in this
doing it
chair?
anyway? Yeah.
Exactly. Why are you
Yeah.
here in the chair? You shouldn't even be here. you know
Fuck.
just having that, you know, is motivation. Just like you said, seeing this other lifter, oh, that's what I'm missing in my training. That right
Yep.
there, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, so I understand it perfectly, and it's
Mm-hmm.
it's really necessary. There are individuals I know right now that are going through a lot. So I've got a list of individuals who are older because I'm working with some seniors now, and thing that plaguing them the most, the fact that they were once so vibrant and now they're not. They're almost sedentary, and
Mm-hmm.
giving them the motivation to start moving again. That's for them is really hard because when I think what is they see where they used to be,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a source of depression. It's
Yeah.
a source of so I feel like as a trainer, and this is with any age, I feel it is my job. This is solely me to motivate, to be that person there is like to not tell you, look, no pain, no gain. Or any other gym slogan that you can find on a shirt. I can't even think of it, but more so, look, this is your journey. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rough, but I'm here to help guide you. Here's the map that we've written out together. We're gonna walk this path. We're gonna walk this journey. There's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
some crying. It's gonna be maybe some blood. There's gonna be some
Mm-hmm.
profanity. There's gonna be a lot of different things. There's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be moments that it's not even about what you're physically doing. It's about mentally. But it's
Mm-hmm.
our job as trainers to really facilitate and help individuals, truly help them move in a positive direction. It's not always about the exercise, although it is about the exercise. It's about that mental aspect. And I take it so seriously. And then this will be the rare time I'm going to use the word. I have a passion for that because I feel get so hooked in on the physical. The physical is definitely necessary. It's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But truth, they get hooked in past where it should be. Like I'm telling so many people now. I'm like, listen, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it, because you're just gonna stop anyway. You're just gonna stop. So if you're already dreading, oh man, I gotta go to the gym.
Mhm.
Fuck it, just stop. Find
Yeah,
something else that get you in shape,
yeah,
because you're gonna stop doing it. You're just gonna stop. If you like to dance, go dancing. Find a dancing class. Take Zumba class. I don't care whatever it is, but as long as it
yeah,
keeps you moving, running, do that. But don't come into the gym like that, because you're not going to stay. I
yeah.
will tell you to get some weights, maybe that you can have at your home, and pick 3 days out of the week that when you're
Yep.
not dancing, you're doing some resistance training to help
Hmm.
strengthen those and those muscles. Other than
Hmm.
that, do what's gonna make you feel happy. But don't do something that's not gonna make you happy, because bottom line is you're gonna give it up. Fuck what they tell you. And that's where I feel like us as trainers and coaches really come into being realistic and
Hmm.
being, those guidelines, not those guidelines, but those guiding figures of, look, this is this is how you should look at it. It's not a punishment. It's actually a reward.
Yeah. But
But
it's like, but it's almost like it's I don't know if you've read this book, but it's a book called The Champion's Mindset,
no,
and
I've heard about it.
you've heard about it. It's a really good book. I recommend for all those who's listening, a Champion's Mindset. I forgot who it's by. I need to go look at the author, but it's a really good book. It teaches you how to look, like how I interpret everything. I look at it as this book is teaching me how to look at my training and my life differently.
Mm, true.
I mean, through a different perspective. And it's funny how you said about, what was the last thing that you said?
I
Uh,
don't know. I'll be talking shit. So no, fuck
uh,
with
uh,
no, no. I was just saying about the fact of it's our job as trainers and coaches to be guiding lights into
yeah,
really looking at what it is we're doing. It's not a punishment. It's the opposite. It's a total
yeah.
opposite. It's a
And
reward.
I think it's like they did a test. It was like it's a social psychologist, and he did an exam. It's called the marshmallow test. And
Okay.
have you ever? I don't know if you heard this, but I think when I keep going, you'll be like, oh yeah, I heard this before. So they call it the marshmallow test, and they test kids from 4 to 6. So they gave one marshmallow to a 4-year old and gave one marshmallow to a 6-year-old, and
Okay.
they told both of them equally. They were like, we'll give you another marshmallow if you wait 15 minutes.
Okay.
So the 4-year-old child was like, all right, yeah, sure. But as soon as they left, he ate the marshmallow.
Okay.
The 6-year-old, he was like, oh, I'm going to get another one in 15 minutes. All right, I might as well just wait until I get another one. You know, so
Okay.
so but how it turned out, their lives turned out differently because one was more impatient than the other.
Right. Got you.
It's like they grew up and it's just like, okay, well, they knew if they went through the struggle now, they waited for as long as they could to reap the benefits later, then they were more likely to endure whatever they had to do to get to that point, as
True.
opposed to the person that wanted the gratification right then and there and not worry about time restraints. They had a more troublesome lifestyle because they did not have the patience, you know.
True.
And
True.
it's like, yeah, it's not a punishment. It's not a punishment to wait. It's not a punishment to be
No.
sore the next day. It's not a punishment to wake up and eat and go to the gym. Like, it's not a punishment because you know you're doing something for yourself that's going to better yourself when you get older. You know.
Exactly.
And I told my girlfriend this. I said, look, if we ever marry and we have a house together, I'm not having a handicap bar in my bathroom. I'm going to rely on my legs to squat down that toilet, take a shit, and I'm going to stand right back up with my feet. I'm not holding on to no rails, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I was born to use my body, and I'm going to do so until the universe says otherwise.
Look, I 100% agree with you, man. I I've had the benefit of watching this week. I don't know if I told you, they in my job they put a climbing wall. There's a climbing
Oh,
wall
oh
in
yeah, you record one of your kids.
yeah. So I was 4 years old. 4 years old, dude. 4 year
Wow.
old climbing a climbing wall. All right. I watched this young woman, this young girl. All right, this little person who, when she the wall first got put up, she first touched it, and this has been about maybe 3 months.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll say maybe good three, maybe four, 3.5 months. Touched it, tentative, just holding on to the bottom, then working her way up. Could get kind of halfway, just like jumping off. Wee, you know what I mean? Doing what little people do.
Mhm.
To now, yes, I think it was Thursday. I watched her climb halfway, almost to the top, and
Ooh.
and now she's got it to the fact that she's just like, I'm getting to the top. She's 4 years old, but dude, I've been watching her for 3.5 months with this wall. 4 years old. I'm watching the development. I'm watching the muscle development. I'm
Isn't that
watching the
awesome?
content development. Yeah, it's amazing, dude.
Isn't
Because
that
I'm telling
awesome?
you,
Oh my God.
it's so amazing because not only am I seeing the physical development and what it's doing for her psyche, I'm literally listening to her say to me, like, she grabbed. We have a nook, like little nooks where all the teens and children can sit and read books. She grabbed on to it because literally she can grab on the whole because she's small. I mean, the video makes her look a little bit bigger, and she's pulling herself up almost in a pull up. And I'm
Wow.
like, yo, but the fact that now she knows I have the ability. She's been doing the wall to the point now she's just like, I have the ability to manipulate my body. I have learned a motor skill, which is I can pull myself up and over. And she recognized it. She was like, my arm. I was like, look how big your arms are. She's like, yeah, I've got muscles. I'm like,
Oh.
right there is the amazing thing, man. And they actually the land, I think they're called the landscape. Is it land? Oh man, it's on my Instagram because individuals came from Temple University. It's part. I think it's the landscape program. It's on there. It's hashtag. But they did an interview and they were talking to the parents and the adults. Excuse me, the parents and the children who climb the wall, and the parents of the children who climb the wall, and staff. And they were asking me, how is play connecting to learning? And how has this helped? And man, being able to share that with them right now, it's like it's amazing. It's amazing because this is the benefit that people need. This is what I like to see. This is the
Yeah.
reason why I got into it, which is when you start out at that age, when you get them hooked at that age, it carries over.
It
It'll
does.
carry over.
And a lot of my, cause I shout out to the Little Gym. That's where I work, Little Gym Badminton, and I'm a gymnastics coach, and it's amazing to see children that came in. They don't know how to do a monkey jump. They don't know how to do a cartwheel. They don't know how to do a handstand. They don't even know how to walk with their own 2 feet. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's just like, and like they come in and then they see the growth and like within months, and the parents just come up to me. She was like, they like this one mom came up to me. She was like, "You're so amazing." She's like, "I remember first bringing my daughter here. She didn't know how to walk, so she didn't know how to walk on the balance beam. She had no balance. She didn't know what to do, and like months of you working with her and you helping her gain her balance. Like I've seen such advances. Like it was just funny how she said it. She's like, she literally falls less in the house because of you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was like, thank you so much. And it's like is it's like the paycheck is a paycheck, but for a parent to come up to me and tell me that I did my job correctly, that's more rewarding. To me, that's more rewarding.
Yeah,
You know what I
man,
mean?
I agree with you 100%. Um, and what I'm seeing more is the fact that just like working with the youth, dealing with that, I'm finding that it's great in the beginning. I mean, look, listen. totally agree with you. When they get it at that age, it's the most amazing feeling. The second most amazing feeling to me is when you're working with somebody older, because I feel like in the beginning we get it, but it's not the fact that we get it. It's just so natural. It's so natural because we look at it as though we look at it for what it truly is. And I've said this before, I will say it again. The gym is a playground.
It is.
The gym is nothing more than a playground. If you look at the instruments for everybody that goes into the gym, when you look at everything in there, it's the same thing you had at a playground. The only thing different is that instead of rocks, it's dumbbells. It's kettlebells. That's it. It's instead of sticks, large sticks and rocks, is kettlebells and dumbbells. That's it. All right. Those are the same thing, because we did the same things with those out in the playground. We lifted them, we threw them with the monkey bars. It's no different.
Nope.
It's no different. And it's to me, the connection is, as a child, we begin the right way. I'll say majority of us hopefully begin the right way. Maybe I have to look at it even less, because this is the technology age. So less and less children and teens are being as active. But we'll say the small amount, or the ones that have been active, it's natural. It is a natural part of you being a child. You want to run, you want to jump, you want to play, as long as you know you're physically able. All right, you're doing all these things. You're climbing, you're jumping, you're throwing. All right, we have there's a mother that brings her 3 sons. They're all different. They're 4, 10, and I think the little one is like maybe about 8 months old. No, 9 months old. He's crawling all over the place. He's still climbing and trying to get to the wall and standing up, but he wants to move. He wants to do these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is how it is in the beginning. We're doing the right thing. We're supposed to move. We're supposed to exercise. We're supposed to play. And then somewhere in the middle, we'll say early stages. Yeah, we continue to do it because it's cool. Not only does it help us, but it helps attract maybe the opposite gender, for some of us the same gender. It helps to help our confidence, but then somewhere we get stuck and life does a stone cold Steve Austin kick in the crotch and surprises us. And next thing you know, we're sitting at a cubicle and it's like, when did we stop playing?
Yep.
And not only that, I find that we not only stop playing, we forget what is play.
Yep. You're so right.
I don't know about you, but I have a number of my friends, a lot of my friends, and when we are in our early 20s to late 20s, early 30s, a lot of my friends were heavy drinkers, heavy partiers, heavy, like Friday night, I mean, you talking about lit, I'm talking about lit.
Talking about lit.
I'm talking about lit. Like, I had a buddy of mine, man, I haven't seen this guy in years, but every Friday, he was so turned up that when they closed and locked up the job, they used to work at a cell phone store. They had drinks in the fridge. They had a bottle of Cristal in the fridge. Yes, at the job. Like, literally, they would close at 5. They close, go downstairs, start this, and they would always say, start the weekend off right. Drink something down. Go home, get lit up, go to the club, get more lit, and then just be tore up on Monday.
Yep.
Tore the fuck up. We're talking about how many years of this? You mean, like, some point somewhere, this is what becomes fun. Like, oh man, I was in the club, I fucking really, dog?
Really, dog? Like, all right, bro.
Seriously, I'm just saying that somewhere along the line, what used to be fun gets misconstrued, and we get away, and then we're forced to go back to what really is play, but now we're fucked up.
Yep.
So, now it seems like a punishment, but it's not really a punishment. The punishment is that, not keeping that balance. And I'm not telling anybody don't party or get lit. I'm just saying, you get too lit, you burn up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah.
So
there's a balance. There's a balance. You can have fun. Like you can't tell me that any elite athlete, they have their moments where like, yo, I'm about to go out. I'm gonna drink until I can't remember my name. And then look, and then when they do it, they get it out their system, and then they go back to where they started off. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I do it like, hey, look, I do it too. Sometimes, like just like some weekends, like, yo, man, I'm just gonna go to the bar. Let's just turn up, and then on Monday, let's just go back to where we started off. All right, cool. We ain't gotta worry about nothing. Bet. All right, where my drink at?
Hey, I'm not saying that, that look, everybody needs to decompress. We all do the whole way.
It's about balance. Some people don't know balance.
Exactly.
They don't know balance. It's just like, bro, like I get it. Like you want to have a good time, but bro, like you need to understand, like you have other things to do. Like I get it, but hey, like you can party, but damn, like wait until you further into your career first, and then the less you have to worry about, then okay, you can have some leeway. You can like stay out for a little bit, but like, come on, you know what I mean?
You gotta stay balanced. You gotta maintain balance, and I mean, and just man, take care of it. People need to take care of themselves. We all have to take care of ourselves. It's not an easy job.
It's not. It's not. It really isn't.
I mean, it could be crazy. There was something I wanted to bring up that I think was just fucking hilarious. Oh, wait a minute. There's two more topics.
Okay.
So wait. All right. So we got to touch this.
All right.
We got to touch this. We might be
shit. Oh, boy.
Yeah, because we're going to get into it.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Let me set up. All right. Here we go. Let's do this.
This is America. This is America. We got to do it.
Okay.
We got to do it. Because first of all, I will say that shout out to Donald Glover. I think it's Donald Glover for having the bravery to show his chest. Shout out to you, bro. Because I at first I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
What the fuck? What is this man doing? All right.
I was like, but I watched the video. I was deeply impressed.
No, dude, these videos is phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Deeply impressed. I appreciate the video. First of all, the man is fucking talented. He's not only, first of all, the man is a quadruple threat. He sings, he raps, he's a comedian and an actor.
Yep.
And, I'm sorry, and a dancer now. Yeah. I mean, my man was getting it. I'm like, all right, so I mean, look, haven't seen anybody like him in fucking a lot since Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah,
old school artist.
Seriously.
I mean, so shout out to him. But what did you think about the video? I had to ask you this. I was thinking
that video depicts what happens in America, and I look at it. I look at it in many different ways. One, I really like how he distracts us by dancing in the middle of the camera, like with the children and stuff like that. Like he's like really trying to. It's almost like, well, of course he's not trying to do it, but it's like he's literally trying to distract you from all the other stuff that's happening in the world. You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, look at me dance. Look at me make a fool of myself. Hey, let's do this. Hey, look at the kids up there who's recording what's going on. People getting murdered, this, that, and the third. So like he's literally doing everything in one video that America truly does. Like we see so much bad stuff, but we look at like people who like dance and people who do this and do that. It's like, oh yeah, this is pretty, but wait a minute, hold on, people are dying behind us. So what should we really look at? Should we look at him or should we look at this? And it's like, to me, to boil it down, to give you my honest answer, the video depicts a hilarious distraction from what we need to actually focus on. You know what I mean? It's just like, it was funny to me. Like when I saw the music video, it was just funny how like, wow, like it's so much crap going on behind him, but I like literally felt that like, wow, I can't take my eyes off Childish Gambino and the children because they're dancing because it's fun. But I'm like looking in the back, like, wait a minute, no. Like, but I need to look what's going on behind him. Like, what's going on? Why is so much stuff going on behind him? Why is there fires and flames and cops and stuff? But I'm like, but damn, he's really doing his dance. Like, wow, he's really getting it. You know what I mean? So it's like I was really conflicted, and I really liked that. Like, I liked how that video by itself made me feel so many emotions. You know what I mean? And
I gotta agree.
Yeah.
I gotta agree. You know, I gotta agree. I mean, look, I had to watch the video like 6 times to see different things. You know, and I was like, wow, I didn't see that. Wow, I didn't see that. But I will say this: the one thing I do think that was amazing, and when I said it to a couple of friends of mine, when I said it to them, they were just like, wow, I didn't think of it this way. He says, "This is America." But if you notice, just like you said, the one part is the distraction, they're dancing. But the focus of it is who's in the front.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yes.
It's Childish Gambino and these children who are, you know, African or melanated, we'll say melanated people in front. And when I'm listening to him say, this is America, it really made me think like, he's not saying this is America. He's saying, this is us. This is us. Yeah. This is us. You know, watch me do this. Watch me do that. And honestly, I felt he took Kanye West's 400 years as a choice and made a video of it. I know he didn't, but that's what I felt.
I mean, well, all right, well, okay, well, that's good. I like the word choice, because if you said think, you would have had people like, hey, wait a minute, hold on, what? Like I understand it. No, I can agree. But you know, a part of me disagrees but agrees with what you said as far as like Childish Gambino, like heard what Kanye West said, then he made the music video, because that video has, it's not like cutting on Kanye, but how that video was depicted. Kanye didn't say that in the TMZ like interview. It's just like that music video has so much sustenance that what Kanye said to me in my head, it doesn't relate to what Childish Gambino was displaying in the music video. Granted, what he was saying, like mental slavery, like we're caught up in technology and we're caught up in this and blah blah blah, and like I get that, you know, but I personally don't think that what Kanye West said was the same exact thing as what the music video depicted throughout, you know, This Is America, you know. And it's just like, I mean, I don't know. It's like ever since that whole, it's funny too, because like I'm still thinking about what Kanye West said, and it's just like, wow, like the more I think about it, like I'm not saying that I agree or disagree, but I see what the man is saying. But it's just like, you know, like wow, it was just like when he said like, do you feel that I'm expressing free thought? You know, that's like, you know, I don't even know how to say it. That's like that one. It's like that one person, you know, that's like in the room, and everyone. Oh yeah, like groupthink. You know, like eventually when you're in a room with people, and you know that's the wrong answer, but everyone is agreeing with the wrong answer. Eventually, you're going to agree with the wrong answer. Psychologically, you're going to agree with that. But it's that one person that's like, no, that's wrong. Clearly, that's wrong. I'm going to think differently because I have my own mind.
Yeah,
and Kanye West did that. Kanye West had free thought, and he was like, look, I don't care what you guys have to say. This is my mind. This is what I see, and I'm going to say it. It may come off as really weird and really like socially unacceptable, but that's how my brain depicts it.
And I totally agree. And that's what I feel. I think is so scary to people because, again, and I know he didn't do this. I know Childish Gambino did not hear Kanye West. At least I'm assuming, and say,
"Oh man, look, everyone heard Kanye West, but Childish be like, yo, I'm making a music video about this shit." Yeah,
exactly. You know, I feel like he literally was just like, you know what, you know, I feel like it summed everything up that Kanye was talking about musically. And what made me laugh is that I'm like, when I see this video, I see what Kanye West is talking about, but I see everybody yelling in praise of Childish Gambino, and everybody, like you said, hating on Kanye West because he's not going along with the status quo.
Yeah.
You know, you broke the chain. How dare you break the chain? Somebody has to break the chain.
Yeah.
Somebody.
And even if you are wrong, you know, you are entitled to how you think. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Like sometimes, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes when people like, I'm all for people who think what they want to think, because I've gotten to a point in my life now where, it's like, I'm like that Childish Gambino. I'm like This Is America. I'm like that music video. Like I'm super aware of what's going on, but I would much rather dance. That's just me. It's just like I know what's going on. I know what this world is going through, but I'm just gonna have fun. Like if I can't make it, like if I can make it change, sure. If I can do the little part that I can do while my time here on this earth, I'll do it. But you know, what's the purpose of putting myself through this pain, and what's the purpose of trying to logically try to tell people what they're doing is wrong, and they're not going to change their views? And I'm not trying to tell you to change your ways. I just at least want you to see where I'm coming from.
Right.
I mean, it's just like you don't have to change your ways. I could care less if you change your ways, but at least see where I'm coming from, and at least see why, like how, like, I mean, Kanye West did correct himself. He said on Twitter, he was like, yeah, like of course, like slavery wasn't a choice, and I didn't mean it by any way, shape, or form like that. But it's just how it came out, and it just so happened that it came out in a way that people didn't like it. But that's how it's his thought process. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
and that's it's like you say, it's breaking that mold. It's breaking that mold. It, to me, it feels like it's breaking that mold that we as people of African descent, or who are absolved of all wrong. And that's what I feel needs to be discussed. We are not completely not at fault.
No.
You know, but a lot of times, you know, we like to play like, oh no, we were the greatest, nicest people. We were like Care Bears. No,
bro.
Oh, that's not it. You know what I mean? Listen, we're about to wrap it up. We've been, it's been a long podcast. I'm horrible at wrapping it up. That's why I'm leaving it to my boy right here.
All right, okay, so check it out. All right, we're gonna end this. We want to end this off. We're gonna end this topic off with Childish Gambino and This Is America. I almost felt like we were actually on, like we were live, because like I was going to say, what do people tell me? People, what you think about This Is Gambino, and like I was going to do all that, So, but
actually, the people can. Sorry to cut in. The people can leave us a live message on here, if they want to, at Encore, to kind of call in and tell us how they feel about whatever it is that we're talking about.
Absolutely, yeah, please. Like, we can definitely end it that way. We can, like, if you tell us how you feel, this is our podcast and we give you our perspective, but we also love the perspective of other people. And I promise you, we are not those type of people that if you talk and if we find something that we don't disagree with, we're not going to chop your head off. Unless you sound like a complete moron, but we're not going to chop your head off. Okay?
If you sound like a complete moron, you get Christian Wild backslapped. Like that was the kick you in the chest.
I mean, kick you right, peel your muffin cap back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you tell us how you feel about what we talked about today, and this is for everyone. We're not making this podcast, like saying like, hey, this is what we say, this is how we feel about everything, listen to us. No, we want to know what you feel too. It's just not but it's not just from our perspective, it's from your perspective as well. So we're going to end it right there. I am the Humanistic Spirit, aka Rob Ali Lift Miller, and my co-host.
It's me, Philly's #1 son. The Body Alchemist. Wait. I did remember two things I want to add. Now, we do have two guests that have I've reached out to who come on the show. Sorry, getting tongue tied, y'all. It's like 12:17 at night right now, y'all. Y'all understand? Brother's been up for like I don't know, crazy. We have Jeff Snyder, a professional trainer, my mentor. All right, he will be on the show. All right, we're going to be doing him, and we have another guest who will be coming up. Also, we have officially the De La Fit podcast Instagram, which is, guess what? Day __ La Fit podcast. So if you want to ask any questions, send us direct message there as well. And with that, shoot it back to my boy to end us off, because I'm about to fucking sleep.
All right, so we need to end this quick so my man can get some Z's. I'm pretty sure he has bags on his eyes. That's enough to pack a lunch to go to Japan. So, yeah.
Fuck you.
Love you too. All right, so we're going to end it there, man. Like I said, thank you for listening to De La Fit. Once again, I'm the Humanistic Spirit, a.k.a. Rob Lift Miller, and my co-host, the Body Alchemist, Philly's #1 son. Have a great night, guys, and we're tuning out.
Peace.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.